Assalamualaikum. I'm Faatihah binti Abdul Rahim, metric number 2025372, and for today's video, I will be presenting on content analysis on the World News segment of Arab News Agency, and I'll be focusing on the comparison between Report 1 and Report 2. In this assignment, there are three main objectives that we would like to analyze, and the first one are the main categories that the news agency highlights, and then the issues that mainly the news agency mentions and emphasize on, as well as the overall news slant and the tone of news for the news agency. The objective for categories is to examine the categories of news published and the coverage consistencies in the world segment of Arab news, which involves identifying and categorizing the types of news covered, as well as consistently assessing the categories and represented over time. Comparing the result and findings we got from Report 1, the top three categories are Israel-Gaza war, which accounts to 19.78%, and then Ukraine-Russia war, which is 14.29%, followed by politics, 12.09%. Meanwhile, in Report 2, we got that Israel-Gaza war accounted for 27.8%, Ukraine-Russia war again for 13.3%, and but this time it's natural disasters for the third most mentioned categories, which is at 10%. It can be clear that the first two categories are common between Report 1 and Report 2, which is war related. However, the third categories is different for Report 1 and Report 2, but they are still human concerns and social related. Moving on to the issues, which is to observe the issues highlighted and mostly what are the type of news that Arab News published. So the first top three issues in Report 1 are politics, war, and security. Meanwhile, the top three issues in Report 2 is attacks, military, and protest/rally. So it can be seen that from both reports, the issues are very much war related. The protest, rally, and military and attacks are all related to the Israel-Palestine war. For the news slant, which is to evaluate the news slant on global news by Arab News, we analyzed that commonly in Report 1 and Report 2, both resulted in mostly neutral tone, which amounts to 51.1% for both report, followed by positive tone. However, for Report 1, the positive tone is 33.3%. Meanwhile, in Report 2, it's 28.9%. And then lastly, it's negative tone. In Report 1, it's 15.6%. Meanwhile, in Report 2, there's an increment, which is amounted at 20.0%. In this particular analysis, we will be relating it to framing theory, and framing theory on media and journalism is very much related to this particular analysis. The choice of words used in the news article, the images, the angles in reporting the news, all can influence how audience understand and react to the news. And we found that there is a negative connotation, especially in the category Israel-Gaza war news. For example, there were few articles that is clearly focusing on the 7th October incident, while not highlighting the fact that Palestine has been occupied or has been attacked by Israel since 70 plus years. In conclusion, all of the objectives have been achieved, and that most of the categories and issues that are published in Arab News are war-related, and it is hoped that in future studies, this study is able to fill the gaps, as well as shedding light and leading to a more credible and accurate study. Thank you so much for watching.